So I did this quilt in honor of my mother because they were going to name the library after my mom. My mom was very involved with the Wassmuth Center, and so I did this quilt so that we could put it in her library. And so for me, it kind of started with, you know, I have a vision of my mom from when I was really young, with kids all around her because she taught school, mostly kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. But for my mom, they weren't kids, they were little people. So I decided that with my mom's library that we should do a little people quilt. And so that's what I did. And so if you look at the quilt, the intention was to be able to represent equally what faces of children look like throughout the world. And I think that it really is a representation of the work that my mom was doing. My mom passed away in 2020, and I had offered to make the quilt, but at the same time was really actually dreading it as well, because it was a final chapter for my mom. But what I found was that in creating that quilt, that it was cathartic, actually. So every one of them has a name. So, you know, there's Sandy and Tom and Betty and John. And so, you know, really what happened is that I'd get up every morning and I would think about how would I dress the kids? You know, so how would I dress my mom's little people? You know, so I pulled fabric from her stash and pulled fabric from my stash. And then I worked with a company to hand dye the fabric so that we had an equal representation of different ethnicities throughout the quilt. What went from seeming like an undoable task turned into something that was healing for me and hopefully inspirational for other people.